Hello and welcome back to Shakesyear. We are working on Thomas of Woodstock and we get to hear from the ghost of Edward the Black Prince today in Act 5, Scene 1. Things are getting serious when they got to pull out the ghosts to help move the story along. So where we are in Calais, where Thomas, remember, was kidnapped and sent off to Calais, and Lepoole was told, get rid of him. So he had hired a couple of murderers who are totally okay with doing this, and they're just sort of waiting in the wings until like it's a good time to go and kill him. So in yesterday's monologue, we had Lepoole expressing that he's actually very torn about having to do this. He knows that he has to do it or he's going to get in big trouble with the king, but he doesn't really want to. What he doesn't know is that the king actually now wants to put a stop to this, because after the king lost Queen Anne, he can't really remember why he was mad at Woodstock in the first place and kind of wants to make amends for things. So he has sent a messenger off to say, like, Ixnay on the Erder May, but that messenger hasn't gotten there yet. So Lepoole was saying, I'm very torn about this, but I have to do this because the king ordered it. And he has gone to get the murderers and alert them that maybe now is a good time to go do it. And when he leaves, the ghost of Edward the Black Prince comes in and says, night, horror, and the eternal shrieks of death, intended to be done this dismal night, have shook fair England's great cathedral, and from my tomb elate at Canterbury, the ghost of Edward the Black Prince is come to stay King Richard's rage, my wanton son. Thomas of Woodstock, wake, thy brother calls thee. Thou royal issue of King Edward's loins, thou art beset with murder, rise and fly. If thou stay, death comes and thou must die. Still dost thou sleep? Oh, I am naught but air. Had I the vigor of my former strength, when thou beheldst me fight at Cressy Field, where, hand to hand, I took King John of France and his bold sons, my captive prisoners, I'd shake these stiff supporters of thy bed and drag thee from this dull security. Oh, yet for pity, wake, prevent thy doom. Thy blood upon my son will surely come, for which, dear brother Woodstock, haste and fly. Prevent his ruin and thy tragedy. Oh! So we needed somebody to swoop in at this point and try to save Woodstock, and that somebody is the ghost of his brother, Edward the Black Prince. Edward the Black Prince is Richard's father, King Richard II's father, and he even refers to King Richard in this monologue as his wanton son. So this is like his dad from the grave is disapproving of what King Richard is doing right now. But he starts out saying, like, the extent to which this horrible deed that's about to happen is so horrible, is so great that it shook the cathedral where I'm buried and waked my spirit, and I now have to come and try to undo this stupid thing that my son is doing. So the ghost tries to wake up Thomas of Woodstock and tell him to run, tell him he's not safe, tell him that they're coming to kill him. But he can't, because he's a ghost, and he's not making noise. He's like, if I was as strong as I was when I was a soldier who did all these great things, I would shake the bedposts. But I can't shake the bedposts because I'm a ghost. So he's like, please, 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 just wake up and get out of here. But of course, Thomas can't wake up because it's a ghost and he can't hear him and he can't feel anything. So this ghost leaves, and the ghost of King Edward, his father, is going to come in next with some more words for Woodstock. So we're going to get to hear from a second ghost of Edward, but it's a different Edward in tomorrow's monologue. I'll see you then. Mwah.